The political history of South Africa is characterized by colonization, apartheid, and the struggle for democracy. Colonial Era. South Africa's political history can be traced back to the arrival of European settlers in the 17th century. The Dutch East India Company established a supply station at Cape of Good Hope in 1652, which later grew into a colony known as Cape Colony. The Dutch settlers, known as Boers or Afrikaners, gradually expanded their territory through conflicts with indigenous populations. In the late 18th century, British forces occupied Cape Colony during the Napoleonic Wars. The British introduced English law and governance systems, which laid the foundation for future political developments. However, tensions between the British and Afrikaners persisted. The Union of South Africa. In 1910, the Union of South Africa was established as a self-governing dominion within the British Empire. This marked a significant milestone in South Africa's political history as it brought together four previously separate colonies: Cape Colony, Natal, Transvaal, and Orange Free State. The Union of South Africa was governed by a white minority under a system known as apartheid. This system enforced racial segregation and discrimination against non-white population groups. The National Party came to power in 1948 and implemented strict apartheid policies that further entrenched racial divisions. Apartheid Era. The Apartheid era is perhaps one of the darkest chapters in South Africa's political history. Under apartheid, non-white population groups were systematically oppressed and denied basic human rights. The government enforced strict racial classification laws that categorized individuals into different racial groups, including white, black, colored, mixed race, and Indian. Non-white South Africans were subjected to forced removals, restricted access to education and healthcare, and limited employment opportunities. The apartheid regime also implemented a range of discriminatory laws, such as the Population Registration Act, Group Areas Act, and the Bantu Education Act. Resistance and struggle for democracy. Throughout the apartheid era, resistance movements emerged to challenge the oppressive regime. The African National Congress, ANC, played a central role in the struggle for democracy. Led by figures like Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, and Walter Sisulu, the ANC advocated for equal rights and an end to apartheid. The apartheid government responded with brutal force, cracking down on protests and imprisoning anti-apartheid activists. This led to international condemnation and increased pressure on the South African government to dismantle apartheid. Transition to democracy. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, negotiations between the apartheid government and various political parties paved the way for a peaceful transition to democracy. In 1994, South Africa held its first non-racial democratic elections, marking the end of apartheid. Nelson Mandela became the country's first black president, leading a government of national unity. The new democratic constitution enshrined principles of equality, human rights, and non-discrimination. The ANC dominated South Africa's political landscape in the post-apartheid era. Post-apartheid challenges. While South Africa's transition to democracy was a significant milestone, it also brought about numerous challenges. The legacy of apartheid left deep social and economic inequalities that continue to persist today. Issues such as poverty, unemployment, crime, corruption, and land reform have posed ongoing challenges for successive governments. South Africa has also experienced political shifts since the end of apartheid. The ANC's dominance has been challenged by opposition parties such as the Democratic Alliance, DA, and Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF. These parties have sought to address the country's challenges through different policy approaches. For more updates on world politics and political history, subscribe and click on the notification button.